Cropsel, a hardworking real estate broker at RE/MAX Alliance. Whether it's residential or commercial, Van is dedicated to helping you find or sell the perfect property. Van, you're the man. Birra Fanelli is a beer based in Italian tradition. It is a high-quality, natural, organic beer passed down from generation to generation. The Birra Fanelli is carefully handcrafted in a plant located in Sorel-Tracy, Quebec. It is truly Italian quality beer.
Welcome back. Another Sessions with Stef is going to be in the books shortly. I'm super excited for this one. I've been waiting to have these guys on for quite a while. I had the pleasure of seeing them play live at Italfest and through videos, and every time I watch them, blow my mind. You guys are fantastic. So we're going to introduce them right before I do my Fanelli beer. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Love Fanelli beer. He's got amazing cans all the time.
Yeah, that's really good looking.
Italian beer made in Quebec. And he's got, like, this is the blonde, but they have like pumpkin, it has lemon, they have espresso beer, a blonde beer, yeah, of course, and amazing stuff. It's in Sorel with really cool cans. They do for the Insieme group. I don't know if you know the Insieme group. They do a beer for them. They're really cool. Fanelli, thank you so much. You guys have amazing beer. I have some in here, and I'm going to cheers the boys here, right?
Yes.
Right? Because it's,
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thank
this
you.
is.
I would have had a Fanelli had I known.
Oh, we'll have another one. Don't worry. We're having a Scotch, then we'll have a Fanelli.
Excellent Scotch, by the way. Very smooth.
Glenmorangie, I believe. Right? Yeah, it's Glenmorangie.
Nice.
It's a really good Scotch. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. So, guys, welcome, and thank you for watching Sessions with Stef all the time. I have also, besides Fanelli beer, I have to mention we have Van Cropsel, who's amazing, real estate agent. If ever you're looking to even rent an apartment, buy a house, sell a house, commercial building, he's phenomenal, the nicest guy. His information is on the ad that played right before this podcast. But Van, a supporter for the longest time.
Yeah, he's
such
awesome.
a great guy.
You're the
all
man.
our sponsors. Oh yeah, Van,
Van,
you're
you're
the
the
man.
man.
That's our slogan. Our sponsors are fantastic, so we thank you so much for everything you do. Which brings me, hi Lisa, how's it going?
Good. How
You're
are
doing
you?
good? I let me throw a shout out.
Yeah.
Good.
It's about time.
You're gonna hear her always in the background talking, chiming in once in a while, but we'll see. So, guys, I have the pleasure of introducing two members of the Izzo Blues Coalition. So, Tino Izzo, Bob Talaro, welcome to the show. Welcome to Sessions with Stef. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I've always wanted to have. People even reach out to me saying, "You gotta have, Tino and the boys. You gotta have them on." It's and now I can vouch. I've seen the videos, the studio recordings of certain songs and stuff that you do. I believe it's at your studio.
Yeah, a lot of it is done in my studio.
Like the original ones that I think, was it during COVID that we saw a few more?
Yeah.
And like the music production is amazing. The sound is amazing. The versions are, one with Mimo.
Yeah.
And all of it.
Did a few with me, Mo.
Yeah, he was the best. I can sit with that guy, not say a word, and laugh for 2 hours straight. He was the best. I love him.
Be in a car with him for 26 hours.
I can imagine. I can't even imagine. I played a couple of soccer games with him, and he had me on the floor forever. Like, he's the best. Yeah. So I saw those videos. And wow, he's awesome, And then we had the privilege of having you at Italfest. And I was there, I booked it. I had to be there, but I would have come anyways because I wanted to see you guys play. And man, what a show! What a
Thanks. That was a lot of fun.
Musically, fantastic. Like, I'm gonna try and describe the style. I mean, it's blues, but I mean, it's got a
contemporary.
It's got a bit of salt and pepper in it. Like, it's let's pump this.
I mean, we say blues rock more than actual
blues.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the typical. I was born.
No.
A lot of riff rock.
Yep.
Which phenomenal, and you guys sound great. So I mean, congrats, because you sound great.
Thank you.
A lot of original stuff, I believe, you're working on, and you have an album coming out.
Yes, we do.
So talk to me about the album. How long has this been in production?
Well, this one's been weird.
Yeah.
This is our third album, and we actually started working on it several years ago.
It's a fourth album.
Fourth album?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Complicated Man.
Yeah. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Cabral
Oh, and then
Blues.
there's the Cabral.
Cabral, okay,
Well, this is why. That's a good way of bringing this up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because this was going to be our third album, right?
Okay.
Our third English album of original compositions.
Yeah.
And at some point we had gone maybe, like at that point, Bob and I were kind of like in a weird state of the project in the sense that we were kind of questioning where do we go from here. We had done a few live gigs and I don't know, we did some clubs and like playing blues in a club
Yeah.
just not the right, at least not for us.
It's hard.
anyways.
It's hard. It's
Yeah.
so niche, and Montreal just doesn't have a big
Yeah.
blues following. But we should.
Well, I mean, at some point we had done a particular gig, and after that gig, we spoke the next morning and said, "Is this really what we want to do?" It
Yeah.
was like just
Yeah.
didn't feel right. So at that point, we said, "Let's just focus on our next record. Let's make a record to please ourselves. Let's have fun with it."
Yeah, man.
And whatever happens,
what
happens.
music's about.
That's the way this project started. So I started to write some songs, we started to produce them, started to put them together. And then somewhere during that process, we got asked to do the Mont Tremblant Blues Festival.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Which kind of just came out of the blue. So we were in the process of working on the record. Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're going to do the Blues Festival. And then we said, okay, so what do we do? At the time we were a trio. It was Bob and I and Dominic Romanelli on bass.
Yeah. Dom.
And I never felt comfortable in the trio format, at least in terms of live performances. So at that point, I had a flash because there's Annie Majormat who we invited, because we called the band Coalition because we always like to be able to invite whoever
Different
we would
singers.
want
Yeah, that's
to come and perform with
And
us.
musicians. Yeah.
And musicians as well.
Yeah.
So at some point we had done some stuff with Annie, and I've known Annie, like I produced her first record like many, it was in 2003. And she's always been one of my go-to singers.
fantastic.
Excellent
She's
singer.
amazing. Yeah.
Whenever I need a vocalist to sing a demo, when I need a background vocalist, she's
the one.
the first one that I called. So when we got this opportunity to do Tremblant, I told Bob, why don't we get Annie to come and do it with us?
Yeah.
And Bob said, sure. And that
And she
was
plays
like,
keys as well.
yeah.
Cool.
And it was like an epiphany for us, because as soon as she joined, all of a sudden it's like, there's our live band, basically.
Yeah.
So we did that show, and it turned out really well, and it kind of started opening up like a new level of shows for us.
It's a fun gig. I've
It
done
was,
it.
it was.
I did
we
it.
did it in the middle of the day,
Yeah.
and it was like
Jam.
really
It's jam.
just
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun gig.
And so that kind of shook things around a little bit. So now we were midway through the record. All of a sudden now, and the record was going to be basically just me and Bob. And, we were just doing our thing. And then Annie kind of came into the picture, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, so now we, we didn't have any
Yeah,
plans
like
for her
she's
to be
not-
on the record. So we were kind of in limbo for a while, and we focused on doing some shows. And then all of a sudden, she had come up with the idea of doing Francis Cabrel. She goes, why don't we do a French blues song? There aren't a lot of French blues songs around.
Yeah.
So she had the idea of doing a Francis Cabrel cover, right?
Okay.
So we tried this one Francis Cabrel song, and it was like, wow, this
It was
is like...
amazing.
Yeah.
It was immediate.
He's a great artist
Yeah.
as well. Like it's
Yeah, and I mean, to take his material and just to give it a slightly... Because this is a French artist, so French are very proper and prim, so the arrangements were always,
Clean.
I said, if we would give these songs just a slight North American touch,
Yeah.
it might kind of open up different avenues.
Sure.
So we did one song, and it was like, wow, I think we got something here. And all of a sudden, let's do another one. Let's do, and we ended up doing a whole record.
Does he know? Like he knows about? Who knows?
So far, I don't think so. I mean, we toyed with the idea of sending it to him, but then it's like, it's a bit delicate for somebody to take your material and to kind of reinvent it. So we said, let's just let it be for now.
We're slowly working the European side. We're slowly working 2027 to tour.
Oh, sweet.
And you know, that album definitely is opening up doors when you're looking at France, Belgium, Switzerland,
Yeah, all the French.
all those, yeah, and the fact that it's an anomaly because it's a French blues record, and he did an amazing job on it, and the reaction has been, you know,
That's cool.
immediate, yeah.
Wow.
And then, you know, we said, okay, well, now we have to finish Rise Again.
So,
And he started writing.
so here's the confusion. This was going to be our third record, but then the Cabrel record became our third record, and then we went back to the English record, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, okay, now Annie's part of the live band, so then I wrote a couple of extra. So that's the way the record kind of got put together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So then I wrote a few extra songs for her to sing. So now the record is basically, you know, the amalgamation of all that.
It was an important record. I mean, we started this project. We've been talking about it for 30 years.
Wow.
I mean, he's been really talking about it. He was at one point in my career, I want to, you know, put a blues band together, play blues.
Yeah.
And we went through years, and then all of a sudden, in 2018, we decided to do it. We knew there was going to be a lot of growing pains. We knew we had to pay our dues.
Yeah.
People will not take us seriously, so we put out, you know, tons of songs.
Amazing
we played everywhere we could, you know. And then finally, bit by bit, but this record was kind of all the songs that he was writing throughout this period ended up on this record. So it sort of documents a little bit of our...
It's like an amalgamation of
Yeah.
the journey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the band itself, the four of you, is like it's the blend is perfect.
Yeah.
I found it. You got a bit of the girl voice, your voice, the riffs, the
Yeah.
musically, it all fits perfectly.
I mean, I'm a guitar player, you know, singing. I mean, when we were a trio, to be a singer for a whole gig, it's not like I like to play, and you know, I don't mind singing a couple of things
Yeah.
here and there, doing some back vocals.
Sure, yeah.
So when Annie came, and all of a sudden, like most of the singing is delegated to her, it's like
It opens up all these avenues. Now I don't have to remember the words. I could just
Well,
rip
there
the
you
shit
go.
out of this. That's,
just that alone, remembering lyrics is like, oh my god.
my God.
And
Plus
that-
live, it was immediate. As soon as she came with us live, from the first show, it was bang. People were like, oh, and the whole band, you know, it just happened. It gelled. Well, you know, you play all the time, right? You've
Yeah,
been playing
yeah,
for
well-
when it just
when the chemistry is there,
Yeah.
you feel it on
just,
stage,
the pocket, all
and
of
then
a
the
sudden
audience
is-
feels it
100%.
when they're watching you.
Nobody's thinking on stage anymore. Everything is immediate,
It's
and it was,
immediate. It's
and she's got great presence.
fantastic. And I mean, I'm gonna
Better presence
compliment-
than us.
No, man, you guys, honestly, the chemistry.
Come on.
The chemistry is, dude, you smash it, man. It sounds so big, fat, so good, and it every part is super important. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. So like, hats off. You found
Thank
the
you.
perfect mix. So now, like, are you gonna take this album? Like, it's coming out. Actually, according to this podcast, it came out a couple days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's tell everyone where we can go and see. Like, it's going to be streaming everywhere.
Yeah.
So we just search for
Rise Again. The name of the album is Rise
Rise Again,
Again,
the new
Izzo
song.
Blues Coalition.
Okay.
So it'll be available on all platforms.
Is there a video that's coming out with
There,
that?
there are a few videos that we filmed and that we recorded as we were doing this record, and they're all being leaked out. You know, at first I put out the shorts, little, you know, but I'll
Yeah.
be putting out the full videos. And we just filmed another one and recorded it live last week, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in studio with one of the songs on the album. I mean, the album delves into some really complex,
Yeah.
the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So it was fun to go into studio and play it live. We had a friend of ours as a guest bass player that came and played with us on it, and
cool.
should be
Who's playing bass?
on this one. It's Zouk. Alex Zuccato. He's an amazing guy.
I have a flash for you. Is that Dominic Romanelli has moved on to different avenues. He's no longer playing bass.
Oh,
with
he's
us.
not. Okay.
I mean, Dom.
I
is-
mean, to be fair, not that I knew, I didn't know, but he's busy. Like, it's how does he do?
I always say he's the hardest working bass player in show business.
I've called him 100 times to sub,
Yeah.
and he always wants to.
Yeah.
It never works out.
I mean, when we put this together as a duo, he approached us, said, I'd really like to come and play bass with you guys. And at the time, like we were still figuring out, okay, what are we going to do about bass? Because we were going to leave it open and have different bass players. But then Dom contacted us, and I've known him. I've hired him actually as a producer. I've hired him many times as a bass player.
Amazing guy. Yeah.
And I mean, he's a great musician, great guy to be with. So when he said, "Hey, I'd love to do it, well, come on down," and he played with us for the past few years.
Yeah.
And then recently, because now we're starting to look into maybe doing some European gigs, and Dom is like, first of all, he's a teacher. Yeah. He's a full-time teacher now. And he plays with pretty much everybody.
I was so funny story. My bass player with the corporate band just had a baby. So in December, she was due. With, now we didn't know exactly what date. So he just hired the last 3 weeks of December. He had a bass player on hold, and the first one was Dominic. So I was like, for once, I hope.
Let me guess, he wasn't available.
And he goes, yeah, I called Dominic. He said he might be. So I was like, oh my God. And then I'm like hoping, I hope he has the kid. Like, I hope it doesn't happen. Anyway, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. But I mean, it all worked out. But still, it would have been fun because I don't think I've ever played with him. Yeah, but I've seen him a million times. I mean, he plays everywhere.
He's like a bon vivant, always in a great mood,
always
and
happy.
always the life of the party. Yeah. And so, I mean, we really enjoyed having him, and now we wish him all the best. Because, I mean, he was honest about it. He goes, look, guys, between my teaching and he's playing, he goes, if you guys are going to take it to Europe, he goes, I don't think that I can make the commitment for, to be out of the country for more than a couple of days. So maybe it's better if I just stop now. And we said, hey, Dom. No problem. I mean,
he had the opportunity, which is amazing because for sure he wanted to play because musically. I mean,
we had a great time with him.
Izzo, like you guys, the band appeals to, like all your songs appeals to everyone in the sense that, just a blues fan, just a rock fan, people love it. Musicians fucking love it because like you add that extra, it's not just simple. It's like, no, this is gonna fucking hit you in the face.
Calculated.
It's calculated. It's like, oh yeah, the musicians go, oh yeah, this is So everyone would want to play in that type of band. It's like amazing, Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. So now the new album, you have a new bass player. Is he the new full-time
Actually,
guy?
I most of the time I'm the one who plays bass on the album.
Stop with the fucking talent, okay? Jesus Christ!
I love playing bass. It's something that I've always enjoyed, and I mean when I produce records, most of the time in the past 30 years, I usually play 95% of the content I play myself.
Wow!
So in the case of Izzo Blues Coalition, actually I offered Dom.
Yeah.
I mean, when I said Dom, because the parts are a little bit complex and are demanding. So it's not just a question of coming in the studio and kind of, hacking it.
You got to work it.
You need to learn the parts. And when I did offer it to Dom when we were working on this record, and he was honest. He goes, look, I don't know that I have the time to dedicate to do the job. And it was very noble of him.
Of course, because...
So I said, hey, I'll do it myself.
Wow.
So I played bass on this record. And now the past recordings that we've recorded 3 songs in the studio last week, and there's this bass player that Bob was mentioning. His name is Alex Zucchero, but he goes by the name of Zouk.
Zouk, okay.
And he's always been like he's a great bass player.
I would imagine.
And when we first put the band together, we had offered him the position. And he has a day job. He has a young family, and he says, "Look, I'd love to," but he turned it down. And now when Dom said, I don't think I'll be able to play with you guys anymore, who was the first guy we called?
Let's try, man.
Let's try again. So he said, I don't think I could do it. So then a few days later, we said, look, we're recording just a few songs. Do you want to come and do a few songs? He goes, okay. So he agreed to do a few songs, and wow.
Yeah, we had a good time.
He's a really good player. And the chemistry, again, when it's right, it's right. So now we're gonna see where it goes from here. But he's gonna be performing on the next few videos that we're gonna put out, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We keep hounding him until he's gonna say, okay,
You're gonna
okay,
give
I'll
him
do
the
it.
bug. Now give him the bug. Just one show, and then get that bug. But okay, cool. And that's so now it came out, the album, a couple days ago.
Yep.
And I'm sure it's well received. Are you always writing songs, or are you like release the album and then think about a year or two of gigging, playing, touring, whatever it may be, and then you sit down after a year and start writing, or do you just always write and come up with stuff?
On this project, honestly, we're just winging it. We don't have any set.
Fucking love it.
I mean,
Yeah, it's really it was a very selfish project from day one.
Yeah.
The key was never to have any expectations other than challenging and
Yeah.
and it's been, for that side of it, it's been amazing, because whenever even when it's just me and him, I mean, we set up. We've got everything on click playing, and we play me and him together but we have a good time playing, and for so many years we were on one side of the industry, and for us at this point it's just really enjoyable to play music. I mean, really. So whether there's 3 people, 300, 3,000, it doesn't matter at this point. So musically, he'll call me up. I feel like doing this song. I mean, he just did a version of "Still Alive" from Johnny Winter, and he went to town with it on the arrangement.
I love it.
And said, okay, let's go into the studio, let's record it, and we did. And that's the whole fun of this project. I mean, there's really no expectation.
Yeah, to me, it's like I feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Because for me, guitar playing, like for many years, became something that I did because I needed to arrange a song. I mean, I when I was a kid, I was just crazy about playing guitar. I would play every day, play till my fingers, turn
my
green with my
fingers bled.
Yeah, there you go. And then once I started getting into production, I mean, that became another obsession: songwriting, production, and working with other artists. And during that whole period, and we're talking decades here, guitar playing became very secondary. It became something. I arrange a song. Okay, I got to put a guitar part, so I pick up the guitar and do it. But those days, if I would walk by and see, a guitar, go to somebody's house, there's a guitar there, I would just keep walking, right?
Yeah.
Whereas when we started this project, because I had always said it, when I was working as a producer, people would ask me, first of all, you want to come and play live with me, right? I would produce a record. Look, now we're doing a tour, and I would always turn it down.
already,
Yeah.
so let's,
And I stopped performing in. I think my last show was probably in like mid '80s, where I was doing clubs and stuff, and I completely retired from playing live.
Wow.
Always with the intention of going back to it when I would be in the last chapters of my career. And I would always tell them, I'm going to play live again. I'm going to do it when I'm going to be in my 60s. And I'm going to go back to my original roots, which was blues, basically. And I always had a vision of it when I was younger, of me playing in some basement, bald, sitting on a chair. Yeah, it's funny. When you're young, you think of 60.
Yeah.
It's not the way we think of it now, that I actually... I mean, I pictured myself completely differently, but I still stayed true to those plans in that, at that point, it was, 2017 when we started it?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now we're going back to it. I'm doing less and less production work, and we're doing it usually when you play music, when you start off, you do it out of sheer passion, right? Yeah. Then it becomes your job. So then you got to earn a living, then you got to satisfy clients. So I went through that period, but now we're back into that phase where we don't care about the money, we don't care about the glory, attention. We're just in it for the passion and for the fun of it. And all of a sudden, now I'm playing an hour of guitar every day, not because I have to, because I want to. And it's like, Bob, come over, let's jam. Not because there's an ulterior motive, it's because we enjoy
We
it.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's great. And that's what produces the best
Yeah.
of everything, right?
Well,
That's,
I mean, so, you know.
have you guys been friends like for 100 years kind of thing? Is it like since it high school, that kind
well,
of
you know
thing?
that
High school.
Bob was my, we knew each other in high school, but we were in like opposite camps.
Yeah.
You know, there were rival bands in high school and
yeah,
stuff.
of course.
But then in the 80s, Bob became, first of all, he opened up a recording studio, and that's where we hooked up again. And he had hired me as a session guitar player. And then he's the one who got me into producing, because he said, you know, you should be kind of like, we're putting together a studio, you want to come in and maybe produce. And that's what started that whole phase of my career.
And I managed him for
And then after
30
that, he closed the
30 years.
studio, and he's been my manager for. So it was always more of a musician manager,
Yeah.
but he's been a drummer, and he had hung up his drumsticks for many decades.
Yeah, I hadn't touched the drums since the late '80s.
Wow.
Yeah, I had toured till I got married in '84, and then I
Those wives.
and that's it. But I opened up a studio in I think '86.
87. I joined in 87.
But I opened up with George Tremblay in '86
Yeah.
on we opened up one of the first like MIDI studios in the time in the '80s. We were just starting with the Voyetra program. It was just coming into yeah. So and that's it. I mean, in '87, and I was working also. I had Rhonda Smith, who became the
bass player for Prince.
Yeah, with Bones Jones. It was the first signing that we had. And Tino came in. I went after.
Wow.
And and we started working together late '80s.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a while.
And you stopped playing for like 10 years. You didn't.
Oh no, more than
No,
10
more than
years.
that.
Oh yeah. I hadn't touched a drum kit. My son was playing drums.
I was gonna say, so you weren't playing when he.
No, my son was playing drums. I didn't touch the drums.
See, his son was my go-to session drummer.
studio
for
drummer, yeah.
almost every album that I produced. You know Mario, right?
Do I know him? I don't want to sleep with him. But yeah, I love him. No, I mean.
Oh.
No, whatever. Because I'm a drummer, right? So
Yeah.
Mario's.
Yeah.
Mario's amazing. Yeah.
Wow. Like so, and that's like, we have my house. My wife plays sax. She studied jazz. I have 2 kids. Mango no gas. Like nothing.
They're not musicians?
Nothing. Drum setup. I mean, I don't have a professional studio, but reference speakers and the mixers there, and mixers, mics all over the house, drums, keyboards always set up. There's horns. There's a guitar. It's all there.
How old are your kids?
18 and 16. In elementary, they
It
touched
should have happened by now then.
They did. They took the lessons, and it was just like.
See, my
son
kids,
went
all
so-
3 of them are.
They're all in it. That's. Maybe I shouldn't have played. I should have got rid of
I
it.
just all I did was put a drum kit in the garage, and
He turned it into 40 drum kits.
well, yeah, and at one point my wife and I were upstairs and we heard some playing. I go, oh, there it is. He's finally starting, and
He went in. He went in.
Oh no! I mean Mario when he
Yeah.
Mario
We gave
became
him his first professional. What year was that? That was Annie Villeneuve.
and even left
Was
Tombé
his
Allo.
first pro gig I think it was 2007, probably 2006, 2007.
He was a kid. He was 16. He was
And it was like when I think back at that session, and he was really nervous, and it was like,
Yeah,
okay, look, we're gonna get. He was like a little, but then he ended up playing a great track, and that was like from that point on.
I was like, we have something here.
Oh yeah.
And he's playing every.
And now it's like now he's like a monster.
Yeah.
He like, I see his passion just talking about like different sounds, different setups.
Yeah.
This, I want to try and get a country sound, and he plays every style possible.
Oh, he's
Like,
obsessed. It's like
Yeah. He's
obsessed,
It's an
yeah.
obsession.
Good on him, man. Good on
Absolutely.
him. It's fantastic. Okay, so you guys have started this from like you've been friends forever. I mean, I'm going to say it's a success story in the sense of like a friendship for so many years, always keeping in contact, using each other for different projects, and then having this lifetime passion.
Yeah, but you see,
project.
the funny thing is that the turning point was so at some point, again, keeping true to my lifelong plan, like around 2016, 2017, I started to seriously think about starting to do this. So I would talk to Bob about it as my manager, right? Okay, so I want to do this. And then we were talking about the project, And at some point I said, well, look, maybe you should consider like playing drums, you know? And it was like when we first discussed it, for you, I mean, you can speak for yourself, but it was a little bit of a kind of like you weren't 100% confident that it was.
No, because it was, you know, musically I knew how complex it was going to be, and I mean, I had gotten back into playing with the AC/DC, and I was having I had a great time playing a 4/4 beat, you know, for 3.5 hours, no problem, you know. All of a sudden, all these time signatures, and you know, 30 years had gone by without me really delving into that kind of.
100%.
So when we started, I mean, you know, like anything, I mean, I had to put in an enormous amount of work just to start getting back into like, you know, that. So yeah, I was like, I don't know, we'll see. Let me try, you know. And I didn't want to do traditional blues. There's like I don't like, you know. I mean, we've been around for years. You know, the 70s and that. If we were going to do something, it had to be fun and interesting. And I wanted to kind of enjoy what I was going to play. And when I played it at the beginning, I wasn't enjoying what I was playing because I wasn't...
You're second guessing yourself,
Yeah,
maybe?
no, it was just... It required a lot of work and I saw like bit by bit the progression. When we did the first record, he helped me out a lot. He did all the programming of all the drums, and then I'd go in and play it and learn it and relearn it, and you know, keep on. And then I wasn't totally satisfied, you know. So yeah, it was definitely a battle. But you know, now I'm having the time of my life. I'm enjoying it. I mean, he pushes me. The way this guy programs and arranges. And the way he fools around with time signature, and so it at this point in my life, I learned the new, you know.
Yeah.
See, but the thing about Bob is that compared to Mario, right? Because now I've worked with both drummers, right? Mm-hmm. The thing about Bob is that he has an incredible musical culture, and that stands for a lot,
100%.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and when he plays, I mean, like comparing father and son, I mean, Mario as a technical drummer, I mean, is untouchable, right? Yeah. Like Bob doesn't come from that school of drumming, but what he brings to drumming and to the composition of a drum part is very particular, 100%. And it's completely rooted in all the music that he's listened to growing up, and those things are intangible, but you feel them when you listen to the music. You know?
But it's true. It makes a difference. Like, it's not all about technique. It's not all. John Bonham we all love John Bonham, but put him next to David Weckl, there's no comparison in terms of chops.
Yeah.
But I'll pick John Bonham anytime.
Yeah.
Just because that music.
Personality, signature.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, although Weckl is like.
I mean, Weckl. They're, you know, but I don't want to hear Weckl playing a Zeppelin song.
No.
Like,
what?
Maybe, you know, just for fun.
Well, there's a place for everything.
There's a place for everything.
You know, it's context, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But within the context of what we do, it's just right, you know? It's just when Bob will do a fill, I mean, when we like, I'm a bit of a dictator in terms of, like, especially when we're doing original songs.
Sure.
But when we're doing covers where he's putting his own signature on stuff, his choice of fills, where he decides to put one in, where he decides not to put one in, is just right.
And that's what makes the song.
And that's a huge part of what gives our sound, basically, you know?
Yeah.
And it's fun. I mean, it's fun that after all these years, I mean, we always had this kind of like, you know, and nobody knows my music and my approach to music better than he does, because he's witnessed and he's critiqued every single production that I've ever done, every song that I've ever done.
Wow.
So he knows me inside out. And now over the past few years, I've gotten to discover and appreciate his own musicality, which again is part of what makes the project so enjoyable. You know?
AC/DC, I mean, the tribute, you guys are awesome. as much as like you said, it's four a 2/4 beat kind of thing all night long, but the way he does it, it's hard to. I've played a couple of songs, and you just want to you feel the need to fucking throw fills everywhere and add drops everywhere just for fun, but it kills the song. So it's hard to stay steady and have that feel from the get-go. Like it's a kick and a snare, but it hits you right here.
It's all in the cheeks, though. Fucking cheeks have to go up and down because you gotta. It's dance. Although it's rock and roll and it's rock, but the swing that drummer has and the way he keeps it just behind the beat,
right?
Is I mean, to me, I studied him to the point ad nauseum. I mean, I play on top of his songs and I flam him all the way through. So much I studied him, and I adore his ability to keep it just back enough so that the tension is created in the music, and then there's the swing. And people swing to it. You notice at shows, no matter nobody is standing there like this. No. Everybody is moving.
It's got a groove
that
that pocket.
Yeah,
and like you said, a touch behind the beat just to add that feel, and it makes the song. It adds that
geniuses.
It's geniuses.
And Malcolm on rhythm, God rest his soul. Amazing.
Yeah, no, I had a couple of years ago. I did some subbing with his AC/DC band.
Oh, wow.
I was the rhythm guitar player, and it was quite enjoyable. I mean, it's just really well crafted.
It is
pure rock music,
arena rock. Like it's perfect.
But
arena.
Everything falls exactly where it's supposed to fall.
It's brilliant.
And it's not 1 ounce more. It's just what it needs to be. And it was fun. It was fun to learn to play those songs and kind of like just understand it. It's funny when you learn somebody else's music, you kind of see it in a different way. 100%. I mean, you either listen to something. But when you learn it, you're actually seeing it from the inside. Projecting out. And sometimes
it adds more to what you're going to create in the future. It adds a new element of...
It gives you a completely different perspective 100%. On it. I mean, I've heard those, on Shom, you'll hear Highway to Hell like every day. But then to actually learn them and seeing how they're constructed is actually quite eye-opening. I mean, and it's... It was an interesting experience. I mean, I did it reluctantly because I did a few shows. I had to learn the full repertoire, and they're tough songs to learn because they're so similar. So when you're not familiar with the full repertoire, every ending is kind of like, okay, so is it this song that ends that way? So it was like a lot of homework to do, but it was also fun.
And you have no avenues to sway.
No. Zero.
You have to follow the exact path. Or else and have everything locked down especially if you're half decent tribute band. You need to be very meticulous about everything. So there's no avenues for anything.
They got it down.
I play in a 60s tribute band called the Hyphens.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm the drummer with the Hyphens. So when they called and I said, 60s. Oh my God!
Those '60s drummers.
It's like a different. It's a sound. I've heard it all before. Like Beatles, okay, whatever. 2-minute songs. Yeah. Well, the first thing is a set of an hour. All of a sudden, is 22 songs because they're all 2 minutes. So you're like, oh my God, I have to learn 60 songs to do 3 sets, and then it's like, oh whoa, you're listening like Pretty Woman. You're like, it's the whole song. But the beat inverts at a certain point. There's a bar of 3/4 that just flips, and you're like, why do I feel like out of sync here all of a sudden? So then, you go home and you listen to the stuff over and over again to learn it. It's not as simple as it may seem.
No, and those guys a lot of them were session drummers.
Yeah.
And they were busy as all hell.
I know.
Man, there's a lot of stuff
Motown
going.
drummers.
Oh my God.
Some of it doesn't
Bernard
make
Purdy.
sense, but there's so the Motown guys. We do more like the Kinks, the Animals, Rolling Stones. Sometimes you're listening to some like Rolling Stones, iconic band, amazing. I'm listening to some tracks. I'm like, oh my God, they recorded the whole tambourine is off. It's not in time. Like not even close. I'm like, they even kept the track. They don't give a shit, but it sounds good. There's something that sounds good, And it's
try to play
great.
it on time, and the song won't sound good.
Yeah, a couple of Beatles songs that the drummer starts. I can't get the time because it's not in. He just I don't know what
Those
it is.
were the
but
good old days.
It was fun. It's a lot of
Now
fun.
everything has to be on the grid.
Shit, yeah.
Everything is tuned. Everything is.
Did you watch the Grammys?
Yeah, I've
And-
watched
I
bits of
didn't.
it.
Did you like it?
Don't,
hard,
don't
eh?
get me started.
It's hard. Me too. I was the same thing.
I mean, every year it's like I watch it because I try to.
Stay informed.
Yeah,
You're a producer as well, right?
exactly.
You still
yeah, I
produce?
still
Okay.
produce a little bit, which less and less. So my interest, but every year you watch the Grammys and you try to keep up with what's going on, and every year it's like okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, like Rick Beato had this thing at some point where he's comparing. Okay, let's see the nominations for Song of the Year 1983
Oh, God.
compared to, and there's like Beat It, Every Breath You Take. It's like they're all timeless classics.
And then you have.
And then you have, okay, I don't think I ever heard that song
Yeah.
before, and it's like, who's this artist?
the
And
best new artists. They made a video. Like they all performed
yeah.
one after the other.
Yeah.
And there was one or two that were decent singers.
yeah.
The song.
The girl that actually won for a best new artist, I had heard her. I don't remember.
Oh
her name
yes,
now.
she
Billie
she
Eilish?
no she was
No,
playing
no.
piano. The girl playing piano.
No.
No?
It was she just sang. She's the one who actually won the best new artist. And just a few days before, every once in a while I go through the top 10.
Oh man, I need talk to me. I know the song.
I'm really bad with names.
Olivia
anyways,
Dean.
Yeah, that's
Olivia
it.
Dean. Yeah,
She's
yeah,
good.
She's very good.
She's
Yeah,
actually good.
really good.
And
her songs are like a little more complex than the other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But out of those, I was watching and like 4 of the bands or artist singers, like one of them was called the Marias or something. Maria.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I can tell my daughter to sing that in
Mm-hmm.
2 seconds. Like it's air. There's no power. There's like, I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, but see then,
Fuck.
but then you got to ask yourself, are we just old?
I
See,
do.
that's always the argument is always
I
that.
know.
Are we just old and out of touch? Just like when we were kids and we were listening to whatever our parents were saying, this is just noise. They would
Yeah,
listen.
true.
But I'd like to say no. I still think that it's just, I don't know, over the years, the craftsmanship of writing a great song, a song,
finished.
a song that has a great melody, a great verse melody, pre-chorus, chorus, and it's just.
Bridge that
Yeah.
changes the song. It's like, wow.
Whereas now it's like, a chord progression will start and then you'll sing the verse over that chord progression. Then the pre-chorus is the same chord progression, just a slightly altered melody.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the chorus is the same
same
chord
thing,
progression
yeah,
and it's got a few.
And then everybody copies that same chord progression. That's another 100
And,
songs.
and
from it.
everybody's using the same, the same software, so the sounds. So it's
They
just
download the 2026 loops and the packs,
So I don't know. I mean, I always stop myself because I think that it's kind of like you still have to be respectful of
Yeah.
the evolution of music. But then there's another part of me that's questioning: is there an evolution or is there a de-evolution?
Well, look, I mean, you're looking at specifically pop.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been, the top 100 Billboard, right? I mean, even throughout the 70s and 80s and 90s, I mean, depends on which side you're looking at, which page of Billboard are you looking at, because there's still some great new material being done, alternative,
Sure, yeah, no, agreed,
and
yeah,
sort
but
of this
that's
new
always been the
progressive.
case. There's always
That's right.
been marginality.
Yes.
But the thing is that in the old days, like I listened to Sirius. I have the '70s channel on Sirius
Yeah.
satellite radio, right? So they replayed Casey Kasem's American Top 40
Yeah.
in the '70s, right?
Yeah.
Now the thing about the '70s is that, which is basically what you're saying, in the top 40. It would go from soul to heavy rock to country,
disco, to
and this
country,
was
to-
what
yeah.
was playing on mainstream radio.
Yeah.
But that
And
was
there
then.
was such variety.
Yeah, that was then.
And
That
now
was,
there's actually a lot more subdivisions in music, but in terms of mainstream, because I've always been a pop guy, right?
Yeah.
I've always been interested in mainstream pop music, and if you follow its evolution, at some point it became more and more kind of compacted into, okay, this is what
Formula.
permissible
Yeah,
in pop
formula.
music.
Everybody,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's still a lot of variety that's going on, but it's going on more underground and behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
for sure.
So, you know, if I talk to my kids, they say music is as creative and
Yeah.
as you know, I mean,
Yeah.
If you go to all the big clubs, you have no idea who's playing there, but the place is jam packed.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, so there's a big following, an undercurrent of following,
yeah.
and so we're out of the loop, but you walk into the MTELUS or whichever, and it's packed.
That's true.
And you have no idea that person doesn't have a song on the radio. Radio has absolutely nothing to do anymore with what's going on as far as. It's all the undercurrent. It's all the kids
Which
are
is
following.
always, it started back in. I mean, it's always been there. The undercurrent has always been cool.
Yeah.
Nirvana, when they came out, it was like, they're kind of underground,
Yeah.
and they hit, and people almost look at them bad when they, not them because they only had that one album, but like Metallica, everyone, when they were the undercurrent band, everyone,
yeah, and then they sold out.
they sold out, and then everyone hates them because how could you go, Bob Rock? It's like, well,
Yeah.
sounds good, man.
$12 billion later.
Yeah,
Hello.
exactly. Yeah, right. Like, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
But
And it's still one of the greatest records.
the thing that I'm going to say in terms of pop music is back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and I know I'm going to sound old, but so if there
How
was
old
no
are you,
talent,
by the
I'm
way?
50.
Okay, you're still a kid.
Still, I don't know about that. My knees don't say that, but okay. Back in the, let's say I'm going to use Madonna. She can't sing. Like, let's face it, she's not a very good singer.
She's actually quite good.
Okay, and I'm going to say this because in high school I bought a live DVD of her, a CD, and I listened to it, and she was like way off. But she brings something to the table. Her showmanship, her shows, her dance, like the whole thing is like, okay, she's singing live. She's not I don't want to say she's shit, but she's not like, there's no, her and Whitney Houston are not going to have a sing-off, you know? But she offered something.
Yeah.
So, a lot of singers offered something. Now, like some of the artists that I saw performing, I was like, Lady Gaga offers something. That band, the Marias, I want to use them as an example. Zero. The vocal talent was, I don't want to say, she was
That's
on
the band
TV.
from England, right?
I don't
The
know,
British
man.
band, yeah.
It was like,
I think so.
I've heard some of their material.
It's cool.
and maybe I didn't go
No,
into
it doesn't come across live. But
Okay,
but I
maybe that-
actually like what they're doing.
But yeah, it's
on,
good,
on,
like-
on record.
Okay. So I've got to check that out because
But-
I was a little underwhelmed. I was like, oh.
Well, but I still see your point, and I totally agree with you. I mean, for me, again, being as old as I am, the highlight of the Grammys was the Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, of course.
That was
of course.
great.
I mean, Post
Yeah.
Malone actually did,
Yeah. I like Bruno
a
Mars. I'm a big
respectful-
Bruno Mars fan.
and Bruno Mars.
Musically.
Oh, yeah, with Apathy.
See, I still think that he.
But the
he-
other song, the new one that just came out.
Okay.
Yeah,
mine-
it's like a Leo Sayer.
Yeah.
It's,
It's very.
No, Bruno Mars. I mean,
He's
for me,
amazing, yeah.
especially past few years, has kind of rebalanced things a little bit.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
he comes out with a song, it's like, thank you.
thank you,
It's
thank
like
you.
it's like a real song.
Yeah. It's
So-
a funky bass line. He's
Yeah.
channeling his inner Michael Jackson. and his
Are
inner
we starting
Prince.
to sound like a bunch of senior citizens?
I'm trying to stay away from that. But yeah.
No, I mean, I'm
Let's
not.
change the topic.
Actually, to be in my corporate band, we play Olivia Dean and Sabrina Carpenter, and the songs are they're good. They're not bad songs. It's just, I don't know. I guess when I seen Prince playing
Yeah.
at the Grammys,
And what did
Yeah.
you think of Justin Bieber's performance in his underwear? And
to me, it's
But everybody talked about
Did
it.
you see
though.
this?
No, I don't. I watched it afterwards.
It's a very kind of. There's a lot of debate on it. Some people thought it was pure genius, and some people thought it
what's
was.
genius about it. He did the loop like he played with a looper. So he walked on stage, he played 3 chords, looped it,
Yeah.
and then put the guitar in the back.
Yeah.
And then he sang
Then he,
into
then
the
he
mic.
looped a bass, and then he just basically.
Yeah, and then he just sang the song.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, why didn't you just fucking prepare the track and press play? Like, what did you do? Like, if, Ed Sheeran, at least when he did it,
Yeah.
he's got the guitar, he starts
Yeah.
the loop, starts once, and then takes a solo, sings, solo, harmony.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, okay, I guess he went.
Well, but people saw it as more of a conceptual thing. The fact that he was playing in his underwear, and it was like him in his bedroom, and just.
Yeah. How do I stand out? Okay, I'm gonna go in my boxers.
I was if I have to be honest, I was underwhelmed.
Oh,
but
definitely.
But who am I to pass judgment?
Yeah, we're three guys in Ville Saint Laurent right now in a room like, talking about guys that have made trillions, you know,
Trillions,
but
yeah.
trillions. Yeah. But so now let's talk about like your influences, because I mean, we're talking music. So who was that guy or girl that gave you the kick in the ass that you say, oh my God, I want to sound like that person, you know, on the guitar, or the influence, you know?
Well, for me, so many. I mean, there were different phases, but when I was a kid, one of the first things in terms of blues, it was the obvious, where I was lucky enough to see B.B. King played and sing "The Thrill Is Gone" on Ed Sullivan.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I at that time, I don't remember what year it was, but I was just a kid. I wasn't playing yet. And there was something mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Like, to me,
his stage presence is...
Well, just everything. The construction of the song. Just, you know, there was that standard blues kind of structure where it's like, you know, repetition of the lines. And it was instantly captivating. But then when he played, like, I'm a huge fan of vibrato on guitar, right?
Yeah.
And when he would play and he would do this with his hand and he would just play those notes, as a kid, it just spoke to me.
You. Okay.
So that was like, I think, my first introduction to blues. Because when we were kids, I mean, it's not like it is now, right? You know, you go online and you have every guitar player, you know, every shredder and every...
Crazy.
I mean, back then we had whatever was on television.
Yeah.
And
whatever you
when
could
I was a
record
kid
on the radio.
Yeah, but
play and record,
when I was a kid, we had a transistor radio, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about early 70s here, late 60s. So it was basically television, whatever was on television, and whatever we heard on CKGM, right? Because at that time, we didn't even have Shom yet.
Shom hadn't started.
So that's what started to kind of form me personally. And then I discovered Johnny Winter was a huge... I had the Johnny Winter and the live album was one of the first records that I ever bought. And I'd listen to that record every day, ad nauseum. And then there was Deep Purple, also Richie Blackmore, the Machine Head record.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say those were the first three guitar players that kind of got me started, you know?
Okay.
And then after that, I mean, I went through so many different phases. I went through a progressive rock phase. I went through a new wave phase. I went through a pop phase, then came back the other way. So it's like a mishmash of everything.
Minestrone of everything.
There you go.
And you, Bob, was it one drummer? Was it multiple? Was it...
My uncle was a musician in the 60s, and he discovered Dylan, which was great because he gave me his Beatle albums, Dave Clark 5. And we're talking about 65, 66. And so, I had the 45s, and all of a sudden, I was listening to I Saw Her Standing There, the Dave Clark 5. There was a few other, and I was just completely infatuated.
Yeah, because they had that edgy...
Oh, the drumming, especially coming out of an old Telefunken sound system.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I would just stay there and just do this for 7-8 hours straight.
Yeah.
And that was it. I mean, to me, my first favorite drummer was Ian Pace.
Yeah. Of course.
And then John Bonham.
Yeah.
You know, and
can't go wrong, right?
You know.
Yeah.
They were just so different, but they all... I mean, both live albums, whether made in Japan and The Song Remains the Same, is just, you know, you dream. You sit there for, especially in those days, a lot of smoking.
It sounded even
You know,
better.
I had time to roll a joint and move the needle back and forth, and that was that's pretty well. And then I'd go in the basement in the garage and play and try to learn what they were doing. But it was just amazing listening. I couldn't believe that people can do that stuff and come up with it. And to me, what amazed me all the time, whether it was them or another person I love, Jeff Beck, and was their signature. You can recognize, you hear 12 seconds
And you know
of a drum beat, of a guitar, and I've always said, I said to Mario, you can be make sure you have a signature, because these people, what's incredible is they just, it smells their part, you know. You know that that's what always attracted me with musicians, when they have the distinct sound that they created themselves. It's ingenious, and to me it's just like sit there for days just.
Did you study?
mesmerized.
Like, did you study?
No.
You just.
No, never. I didn't have. That's the difference with my son and I. He is disciplined and very studious, whereas I'm completely the antithesis of that. Yeah.
Okay. And did you study? Or just in the garage with your guitar?
When I started, I took music lessons. I was 10 years old. I took music lessons for about a year.
Okay.
And then I just kind of drifted. Like, my music teacher was pushing me to go into classical guitar, which was not really my thing, you know. So then slowly I just basically did it on my own. Wow. So yeah, I can't read. I mean, it's a handicap of mine, especially as a producer, because like, even when I would do sessions sometimes with like a lot of, like, I remember at some point I did a session. I used to do a lot of sessions for Aldo Nova back in the day, and he would hire, like, the top session guys, and everybody had charts, and I would just walk in with my guitar. It's like, well,
just play.
I memorized the song, and sometimes they would give me a chart, and I would just pretend to look at it, but it was just gibberish. Like, even when we're practicing with Dom, like Dom, I mean, he's a music teacher.
He went to.
Yeah, he has a degree. I don't know if he
went to Concordia, I think.
I think so. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So he'll ask me these questions. Yeah. So is this the? And it's always like, look, it's like this. I just wait for him.
But it's great. But I mean, it's amazing because it's not easy to get there, like to get to your level, without studying. Because the thing about studying is that they force you to practice. So that's the good thing. It's like, when you go to Concordia, you're in that office for 8 hours. So, you did that on your own. And that's a hat off on you as well. You did it on your own, to learn it on your own. That's like, it's more this than anything, because in college and university, like, you're going to party. You're not going to go and do rudiments for fucking 4 hours, but they make you do it.
Yeah.
So it does make you a good player. Like, if you go through
absolutely.
you become a good player. But sometimes you lack a little bit of this because it's all about the chart.
Yeah.
So
it's a trade-off.
It's a trade-off. Yeah. It's hard to find, to have that balance. So as we get older, we try to get that balance. And how can I walk into the session, not reading the chart and making it sound like I've read it for 10 times.
Well, look, I mean, in an ideal world, it's good to have both. Yeah. And, to have the
Depends
theory.
the project, I'm going to say. Depends.
That's true also.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a producer, when I speak as a producer, it was definitely a handicap, because it would have made my life a lot easier to be able to write out a chart, say, look, here. But, I got around it. I basically worked my way around it.
You find a way. So what's next? Is there a fifth album? Like, not in the works, but is that the next plan?
I think for us is putting together the new show. Rehearsing, you learn it to put the record together, but then bringing it live, it goes through so many, and it has to morph into so many things in order to become a really juicy piece of music that's coming out live and alive. So that for me is the fun. We started doing it already. That's why we went into studio. So that's going to be the next few months is preparing our show for this summer and having a bunch of new material stemming from what we did in studio and bring something new to the table.
Do you guys rehearse all the time, or is it like when there's a show you book a bunch of rehearsals? Or
we try to rehearse constantly, but there's a million things going on. So we go through periods where we're intense. We get together 2-3 times a week for a few hours, and we go through the material and we enjoy it, And then for a few weeks, and I do all the videos, he does all the production, so we're like, working, and so we try to balance our time, right?
How do you find the time to manage? Because managing is a whole other game. It's like, right? It's a big.
Yeah, it's I don't think it's a management thing anymore. It's just a checklist thing now. There's a 55 things to do, and I check them out every morning. I write out a things to do. I send myself 36 emails.
I mean, Bob carries big chunk of the load, I mean, I'm the music guy.
Yeah.
I take care of all the music, and I'm in my studio like 7 days a week. So whether I'm working on the IBC stuff or I'm still producing, so I spend all my time in the studio, and once I finish the musical part of it, I give it to Bob, and then he's got he takes care of all the videos. He films, edits, and puts together all the videos. Plus, he does a lot of the business
releases.
Work.
Yeah.
I mean, he does everything other than music, basically.
Do you are you guys like the heavy nerds in terms of like, I'm gonna ask you on the production side, do you like study every piece of equipment and every I'll give you an example. I was with Pete Rinaldo. You guys know Pete, right?
Yeah, of course.
I love the guy. I was with him, and he's got a keyboard that I liked, and I was at a studio, and I played it quickly. And then I just sent him a quick text message. I said, hey, what's the name, which model of the Studio Logic, do you have? I got an email, like, it's like 2 pages long, like, okay, let me tell you about this keyboard. It's pretty cool. For the price that I wrote to them, they're coming out with a new version. Like, he went into it like it's a wood, but on the side it's got a feel of it. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, that's...
So you listen. See, when somebody speaks to me like that...
I love that shit, man.
I'm listening, and then all of a sudden it's like, I wonder what we're having for supper tonight. And it's just going...
So do you do that, like, with the studio?
I'm basically an engineer, right? I engineer my own stuff.
This stuff.
But I mean, I know how to do what I know how to do. And I have zero, technical knowledge, zero interest in gear. I mean, to me, it's like I hear a sound in my head. How do I get it? There it is. And that's basically, the long and short of it. Whereas some people make it more of a science,
Do you study the drums? Like, are you
No.
a tama, a wood? What kind of wood? What
No.
kind
See Mario, for example.
Mario
is in that camp, right? When now he'll say and he'll be the amount of detail that he's focused in on is mind-boggling.
I get so excited. Like I brought my kid. And he sat on it, and he goes, "Oh my God, the Bubinga, the Tama, it came out in this year. I've got 2 of these," and I was like, "Wow!"
But it's just there's so much passion that's involved in it also that it's like But to me, it's like there's like a starting point and an end point, and whatever I have to do to get to that end point.
What guitar do you play?
What guitar do I play?
Yeah, what's your baby that sits on you, and this is the one.
It's a 1961 original Fender Stratocaster.
Okay, so you don't fuck around, is what I'm saying, right?
That's like the holy grail of. I was lucky enough to get it in the 90s.
Yeah. Do you play gigs with it? Like
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
No. I just use it in studio. I'd never take it out of the house, and it's like it's a very valuable guitar that I was lucky to come across.
Absolutely, it's a beautiful guitar.
So, but I have a couple of other Strats. Like the one that I used live is basically a reissue of a similar kind of guitar. But it's less valuable and more expendable.
And you you have the option of any kit your son has.
Yeah, no, I have an old Ludwig, and I have an old Pearl, and I have an old Yamaha, and I'm
Can't go wrong.
No, and to me it's I try to make every drum kit sound the same.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Whenever he plays on a drum kit. Like even when we play gigs, right? A lot of times there's backline, so he always sounds the same.
That's great.
That to me, that's my
signature.
where am I going to
hits
hit?
them.
How am I I hit him hard enough so that the tone comes out the way I like it.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's
great.
But I like vintage kits.
Yeah, bigger sizes. You like the.
Yeah. I'm a big guy, so I like to hit them nice and hard and I like the big, and I don't, because I'm not extremely technical, it's more about feel. I like the note size, the length of the note.
Yeah. So last question, I'm gonna ask you guys to say, whoa, what is happening?
Sorry.
If you had to tell our audience what's the one song or video to check out of Izzo Blues Coalition? Like, if there's one, go check this out, and this is the one that's going to captivate you. Is there one in particular that you're really proud of that you say, for me, it's this one? It doesn't have to be the same one. I mean, everyone has a different...
I'll let you answer first, Bob.
Geez, I like a lot of them. Because, I mean, wow, that's a good question. I don't know. I really enjoy Superstitious with Mimo singing.
Yeah.
As a cover, I think that really captured really grindy vibe, and and then I really enjoy the new one, Go Cat Go, with Annie on it. It really comes across.
For me, I think, I'm just thinking about it now because I've never been asked that question. But in terms of the new record, I think it's probably a song called Go. It's kind of like because another guitar player that was a huge influence on me that I didn't mention is David Gilmour. Yeah. And this song, I think I didn't do it like purposely, but I think I was inadvertently channeling my inner David Gilmour in terms of it's got a little bit of a Pink Floyd-ish vibe, and the solos are a little bit more kind of expressive and more melodic than they are actually kind of riff-driven. So that's a song I think that I would put down as
that's the stamp.
Yeah,
that's the stamp. Wow, amazing. So guys, if you want to be caught off the first song, or if you want to be impressed right away, check. I mean, for me, I've seen a lot and they're amazing. So keep doing what you're doing. It shows, it comes across that it comes from the heart, and that's what music is
absolutely
from the heart.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And if it touches you, it's going to touch other people,
yeah,
because that's just what it is, man.
Yeah.
So, guys, I thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us, Stef. It's
This
been a
is
lot of fun.
A really fun session.
It's fun just to chat,
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. That's part of the reason why I started this podcast is like, I've played with so many people, and you know them, and you can hang out with them anytime. But you don't really, on a gig, it's like you don't get into nitty gritty, and you don't get into like, how did you start? How did you? You never get to do that. And then I did it once with a buddy of mine. I was like, wow, I didn't even know, And then I said, I gotta fucking keep doing this. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for the. I just enjoy talking music with different people, and it opens up a new world of musicians. And
it was comfortable. It was a really nice chat.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Guys, check out Izzo Blues Coalition. Download, stream all their stuff, download it, check out their videos. They're going to be playing live this summer. Check them out. Honestly, it's something you have to do because they sound really good. You guys are awesome. Lisa, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Lisa.
do.
For everything. I did so much. Like, honestly.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Keep watching, keep subscribing, and send us your feedback, send us your comments, and that's it. Thank you very much. Till the next one, Sessions with Stef is now done. Ciao.